to my channel. My name is Sheba and this is See Like Sheba. So if you've been with me for a while, this is going to be one of those ones where I, might sound a little like, because I'm letting, really being open to the divine just coming through and giving a message that came to me a couple of days ago. And, today I think was the day I'm supposed to share it with you guys. And, sometimes I get a little, thus saith the Lord on you. Because if you're new here, I'm Sheba. And I am a channel and conduit of the divine, a prophetess, if you will. Just really a really powerful visionary queen, goddess, empress, whatever you want to do. Priestess. Did I say that? Yeah. And so, sometimes the message is, it's like my ego wants me to censor myself and be like, no, don't say that. People will think this and people will think that, or that's all ego. I know I'm just supposed to turn on the camera and speak. So let's get to it. The name of this one is God said, when the wicked perish, there is jubilation. That is Proverbs 11:10 from the Christian Bible. Okay. And technically the full verse that they say is, when the righteous succeed, the city rejoices. And when the wicked perish, there are shouts of gladness. I had to do some Googling to see what all of these things mean, because let's break it down. Okay. Let's break it down. This verse highlights the positive community impact of righteous individuals and the collective relief and joy felt when evil is removed, emphasizing a communal well-being tied to moral conduct. Meaning and interpretation, demise of the wicked. The downfall of wicked individuals is seen as a removal of harm and injustice from the community. The shouts of gladness, the jubilation, reflect the relief and restoration of peace and order when evil is eradicated. Okay, so when the wicked perish, there are shouts of gladness. When, the wicked perish, there is jubilation. First of all, look at we got the dagger earrings again, but I also have this chain thing that I just think looks so beautiful. And it prevents me from moving my head really fast, just in case. But, ooh, so sexy and cool. Anyway, though, we were talking about wickedness, right? And when the wicked perish, there is jubilation. And so I guess you're asking, who's wicked? What does wicked mean? Don't worry. Theologians have studied that for a while. So God considers a person wicked if they willfully disregard God's standard of righteousness, truth, and justice, persisting in sinful acts, and rejecting repentance. Key characteristics of wickedness include idolatry, immorality, injustice, deceit, violence, pride, slander, and a general lack of fear or respect for God. Ultimately, wickedness is a willful state of rebellion against God and his divine laws. And who that sound like? I'm going to actually leave it to you guys to fill it in, because dang, there's been some wickedness afoot. My God, for the past 2 years, I feel like it's just been so visible about, the wicked have been in power, and they've gotten us to think that wickedness is actually good and smart and logical and babe. So this is another one about Charlie Kirk, because a lot of the rhetoric has been this kind of oh, you're happy that someone died? What? Oh my God, you're happy about a death? And sorry, babe, but the Lord God Almighty said in Proverbs 11:10, when the wicked perish, there is jubilation. So it's actually God has commanded you to rejoice because the wicked have perished. And you're like, wait, what? He's wicked? How is that? Charlie Kirk is wicked? Yeah. If they willfully disregard God's standard of truth and justice, And just a casual perusal of the things he's like very proud of saying are lacking in truth, they're lacking in justice. Also, so there's more characteristics of wickedness, which they go more into. So, deceit and violence. Their speech and actions often involve deceit, malice, and violence, especially against the innocent and the poor. Okay, so, yeah, man, their speech and actions often involve deceit, malice, and violence, especially against the innocent and the poor. And I know a lot of people, probably not the ones who are going to be watching this live or, coming upon this, soon, but it's good for all of us to like understand what's going on. Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, what, Charlie Kirk, huh? Like, babe, if you're wicked, God is going to smite you. And, like your best bet is to repent. Your best bet is to just like not be wicked, because God has mandated that we're supposed to be celebrating when the wicked perish. So, a lot of people I've seen are like, oh, he's like a free speech and he's just speaking in words. Okay, you guys have heard of Hitler, haven't you? We think of him as a very wicked man, right? Even though we don't think of him as wicked because he personally shot anyone. He probably did, but, we don't like really know of that. We don't think of him as wicked, because he personally did the violent thing of like turning on the gas chambers. But he did use the power of his speech. What did they say? Their speech and actions often involved malice and violence, especially against the innocent and the poor. So that just shows us that even though someone might not necessarily be doing the like, physical violence of stabbing or shooting, they can be telling someone else to do it. They can be using their speech and their writing to justify someone else being violent and hateful and malice towards other people. Yeah? And because of those words, he gets the classification as wicked. So does Charlie Kirk. And so do a lot of people. A lot of people who are currently trying to be like, Charlie Kirk, he's a good guy. They see themselves in him. His wickedness is familiar to them. It's probably comforting. It's comforting. They're like, wow, I love to see another wicked person succeeding, making money, getting on these large stages, getting all these other wicked people to, apologize for them and stand them. All right. So all that to say, I think I hear sometimes this idea of like, you're not supposed to speak ill of the dead, and you're not supposed to, really like wish death or ill on anyone. And I wonder if you guys don't think a lot of the bad guys who are in power right now and have been in power for decades and are living long, prosperous lives are doing that because so many of us are wishing them well. So many of us are like, oh, I don't wish harm on them. I wish them love and peace. And okay, well, they want you to think that, and now they're doing really well. The bad guys are doing well. The wicked are prospering because our ego is telling us that like, no, I don't wish anyone harm. I don't wish anyone I feel like I personally have been praying for the evil to be vanquished, for these evil men to no longer have platforms, for the evil men to be terrified, the evil people. And then a person I've never heard of, who I then learn is very wicked, gets kirked by another white man. Oh my God, great. I should take that as evidence of like my power, right? Okay, I'm saying this because Cornel West recently was on a podcast. I didn't see it. I don't know who it is. But it was like some kind of right-winger podcast. And Cornel West was on it. And the guy was saying that Charlie Kirk's death is because of Cornel West and his rhetoric against fascists and white supremacists. Okay? So this white man is saying that the cause of Charlie Kirk's death is not the white man who shot him with a sniper rifle. It's actually Cornel West, a black man, miles away, blah, blah, blah. And so when this white man accuses Cornel West and the left of being so violent and their rhetoric is what caused Charlie Kirk's death, Cornel West starts going, no, what? No, I didn't, I didn't do anything, and I'm, he's my brother, and brothers, stop talking over me, and, I don't wish, death. I'm not happy about any deaths. And, Cornel West eventually storms off because he's not, of course, being afforded the opportunity to speak, because that's not the point of the podcast. It's to get their narrative off. And, there's lots of reasons for it, but like when someone accuses you of something like that, they expect you to deny it. They expect you to fight it. They expect you to go, no, what? Me? I'm not. Like when they, accuse the Palestinians and or the Western Saharans of terrorism, being terrorists. They put the Western Saharans on the terrorist watch list, or they were saying about that. And then, and I was in this group where the guys were all like, okay, they accused us of being, terrorists. So let's get a statement out about how we're nonviolent and, we're all about peaceful negotiations. And I'm like, wait a minute. The worst, most terroristic, horrifically violent people in the world are allowed to say who is a terrorist, and then we're supposed to go, oh, no, not me. I'm supposed to when I think it makes sense when these guys are like, oh my God, the left is so violent and they are responsible for the death of this white man. I think they're not expecting you to agree. They're not expecting you to accept what they said. They're expecting you to fight it like Cornel West did. No, I don't wish violence on anyone. What? Me? I didn't even know. And I think it's like so powerful. Like, yeah, we are that powerful. I hadn't even heard of Charlie Kirk before he was killed, but I'm so powerful that just my intention, all the manifestation work that I've been doing for months and months about like, please, God, vanquish these evildoers. Please, all of the forces seen and unseen conspire to take down the wicked. And then, without me even having to know the guy's name, either of their names, some white man takes care of it for me. Great. And it's like, man, I don't even have to know the guy or pick up a weapon. And he will still get kirked. A white man will still feel compelled to be violent against another white man. Really, tale as old as time. They're just a very barbaric people. White on white crime. But we see that, like, even though it's an obvious example of white on white crime, the white people are still trying to blame black people. And the people, even though it's like a right wing on right wing crime, they're still trying to blame the left wing. And it's like, whoa, how powerful must the left wing be? How powerful must black people be? We don't even have to do anything, and the white men will kill each other. Great. I'm so powerful. That was me not even being intentional about it. Now I know, because this white man has given us the key, because that's another thing that, like, the Matrix, people in power, men, white men, they hide the truth. They hide the key, the thing that's going to set us free, in a place you wouldn't think to look. You don't think to look there because they've, indoctrinated us to not look in these certain places. So, we don't recognize that like the key to our freedom lies perhaps in a Black woman, or it lies in the things that they teach us to fear, like our own solitude or our own, vessel. Or, the key to our salvation might be in a Palestinian person, a Muslim person. And they teach us not to look there. Anywhere but there. Oh, no. It's the powerful of these people, blah, blah. I'm like, They sure want us to believe that. And so I think these white people who are scared right now, of course, they're white on white violence is very scary to them. And so like when you're scared, when you're acting from fear, you're not always acting logically. You might give away the game, right? Because you're afraid. And so what if that's what he did? What if that's what that guy interviewing Cornel West did? Because of his fear, he gave away the game. That just our thoughts, our offhanded intentions are enough to compel some random white guy you've never heard of to kirk some wicked white man who I've also never heard of. And like Cornel West was like, wait, what? How am I responsible for that? When instead he should be like, wait, what? How am I responsible for that? And if I'm responsible for that, maybe I could take care of Netanyahu too. Maybe I could take care of all of those bad white people who are keeping us all trapped and enslaved. Trump, all of his cabinet, all of the, mainstream media people, the New York Crimes people, the CNN people, all the people who are, Jewish supremacists who are trying to, what's the thing of wickedness? Their speech and actions often involve deceit, malice, and violence, especially against the innocent and the poor. Ooh. Oh, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Estás bien? Te amo también. Muchas gracias. And okay, so we're talking about that, how powerful we are, how powerful our imaginations are, how powerful our intention is. So what I've been doing recently has just been like embodying, living in this world where I know the wicked are vanquished. I don't have to worry about the how. I don't have to worry about the when. I don't have to worry about the who. I just have to know I've put in the order. I have, done the ritual. I have set the intention. I have embodied it. And I just get to like live in this world where we are not dominated by the worst fucking men in goddamn history. Where we're not all powerless to just, we just gotta go to work and hopefully their violence won't reach us. Like, no, babe. I live in a reality in which they're already neutralized. And there was no blowback. None. Because that's another thing that sometimes, people say like, if, the white people think you're violent, then the white people are going to be violent back. And what if that's not true? What if the white people want you to think that? What if the people in power, the powers that were, want you to think that if you use violent intention against them, that they will do something worse to you? What if that's not true? What if they want you to think that so that you don't discover the actual truth, which is that, like that dude said to Cornel West, literally, just our rhetoric against fascists and white supremacists is sufficient to neutralize someone like Charlie Kirk. Damn. Pretty good. That's pretty good. So, okay. This all made me think too of like, okay, y'all remember what's that movie? What's that show that everyone loved? Breaking Bad, right? And there's that part where Hank, the cop, finally figures out that Walt is Walter White, right? And when he first kind of starts to confront Walter White, Walt at first plays, like, what are you talking about? And then, and because he knows that Hank doesn't have like concrete evidence, it's just a hunch against him, a hunch that Walter White is actually this mastermind. And so Walter White says, if you don't know who I am, then maybe your best course would be to tread lightly. And so to see these white men coming to Cornel West and saying like, you're responsible for this violence. I think it would be smart for Cornel West to say, if you don't know who I am, then maybe your best course would be to tread lightly. If Cornel West is able to do this to Charlie Kirk without anything attaching him to the actual thing, no human man-made evidentiary techniques could ever convict or, even, indict Cornel West. So whoever was interviewing him should absolutely tread lightly. If we're so powerful that just our thoughts, our intention can cause the untimely public demise of someone like Charlie Kirk, then I think people should stop saying so much shit about black people. I think you guys should think twice before you speak about black women the way Charlie Kirk thought to speak about black women. So another thing, though, I was thinking, Cornel West loves this, like, no, brother, this, oh, my brother, he loves this kind of very one-note, kind of slavish understanding of Christianity and brotherhood. And even if, though, we were going to go with his idea of like, brother, like my brother, like this is like a mice and men situation. Okay. Like that book that we all had to read if you're American, like two brothers and they're like looking for work and stuff. And the one brother is like, mentally kind of not there. He's big and strong, but he's like stupid. And he's so stupid that like one time they're playing with these puppies and he like loves the puppies so much, but he's just like a big dumb oaf. And so he ends up crushing and killing the puppies. He's really sad about it, of course. But then, they keep going on. Anyway, spoiler alert, end of the movie, end of the book, the guy, there's this woman who's nice to him because he's obviously, slow. And, he like goes to hug her or something and she gets scared and starts to fight him. And he's like, no, don't fight me. And eventually he suffocates her and kills her. So then the brother who loves Lenny, that's the dumb brother in Mice and Men. The other brother is like, okay, I love my brother so much, but he's too big and stupid to not murder even the people that he loves. So what does the brother do? He takes his beloved, stupid, violent brother out to a lake and, kind of distracts him. And then he loves him in the back of the head. Okay? Now, that was an act of great love, right? For one's brother. Similarly, the book Old Yeller, the beloved dog, Old Yeller, gets bitten and gets rabies, right? And they have to shoot Old Yeller because he is now a danger to everyone that loves him. And so the people that love him have to, neutralize their loved one. All this to say that sometimes an act of love is relieving a person of the burden of living. And, what we're seeing with the Israelis And white men in general, like y'all, the white on white crime is just at an all-time like high, and it's spilling over into and making it everyone else's problem. And like, yeah, white men, you're gonna have to take care of these white men, right? It's, you know, love them, but some of them are too, you know, their brains are too broken for them to be able to keep themselves or other people safe. So you got to get rid of them as an act of love, right? So anyway, yeah, God is going to be doing a lot of reckoning, babes. And, yeah, so like another dog reference, when you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. So when you see someone like Charlie Kirk being, you know, publicly, kirked, that's what we're calling that now. And you find yourself, what do you call it? Not emulating, empathizing, sympathizing with Charlie Kirk. You lay down with dogs, you get fleas, babe. And God said, when the wicked perish, there is jubilation. So don't get super excited about, you know, I don't know what I was going to say just then. But God is going to be doing a lot of reckoning. There have been like 300,000 Palestinian children murdered in the past 2 years alone. And people like Charlie Kirk and people who support Charlie Kirk, their violent, cruel rhetoric is responsible for that. And the universe demands balance. The cosmic scales will be balanced. And 300,000 children is not enough to balance. Like Charlie Kirk's life is not enough to balance the 300,000 children who have been brutally. Oh, hey, heart with my hands. I'm sorry if you've been asking me to do that for a while. Heart. Te amo. Hold on, let me see. What's everyone saying? Oh my goodness, so much stuff. Oh, lo siento. Ooh. Oh. Prayer to a mom to survive cancer. Yes. Yeah. Keep doing future-oriented things with your mom. Person who's still here, if you're still here. But embody a reality in which your mom is miraculously healed, perfectly healthy. She's stunned all of the doctors. All of the medical experts said there was no way she could survive this. But on this channel, we be walking on faith and not by sight. On this channel, with God, all things are possible, okay? And yeah, so anyway, with all of this stuff, hello. But yeah, I think it's like, you know, I love the like Walter White. If you don't know who I am, then maybe your best course would be to tread lightly. And yeah. So anyway, if you guys are like, what are we going to do? Like things like what happened to Charlie Kirk, it's going to happen to a lot more people who identify with Charlie Kirk, white supremacists, capitalists, you know, wealthy assholes. You know, their time has arrived. Their number's up. And so like you're going to hear a lot of like rhetoric of them trying to control the narrative of like, no, don't wish death on these people. But like, what if that's the key, actually? What if the reason they've survived for so long is because no one's wishing death on them? So maybe we should try it. The Lord commands it. When the wicked perish, there is jubilation, babe. It's good for the human collective. It's good for the world if evil isn't allowed to proliferate. So some of these men need to start treading a little more lightly. Keep Black women's name out your mouth. Keep women's name out your mouth. keep queer people's name out your mouth, babe. Keep the Palestinians' name out of your mouth. Thus saith the Lord. Oh, this is one of my longer ones. Sorry, I just had, look at all this I had to get through. Okay, you can't see. Oh, wait, yes, again. Hold on. There you go. Yeah. Those are a lot of notes. Usually I don't have that many notes, but just wanted to get out. Te amo también, Karina Madrid. Gracias por escuchando. May. That wasn't great. But maybe it was perfect. Yeah. Muchísimas gracias. Yeah. And recognize how powerful you are, babe. Don't run from it. When people are like, you've done this, you have the power. Maybe sit with that. What does that mean? Maybe you do have the power. And if you have the power to do that, what else do you have the power to do? Ooh. Okay, also, if you're just joining us, look at this. Look at these cute earrings. I make you learn English. Espero que puedo hablar inglés más lente. I wish I could speak Spanish a little, speak English a little slower, because yo sé, podría un poquito difícil para, what is it, entenderme. Pero, gracias. Seems like you got it. I love it. Okay. Well, I'm done. I'm gonna go get high. I'm gonna go to sleep. It's a little hot in here too. Oh, these lights. Okay. Bring your forehead up against the screen. I'm gonna learn how to say that in Spanish. Traje la cara sobre la, I don't know how to say screen. Okay. Te amo. I love you. And this is all made up. Okay? So, I'll see you guys soon. Ooh, okay, wait. This is, I hope that to speak like I wish to learn to speak Spanish. Like you learn to speak Spanish. Oof, okay. Not good. Crypto Billy, who's that? I know Billy Bunton. That's my Billy. But anyway, let me get out of here. I love you guys. And the wicked have perished, babe. So rejoice a little. All right? It's okay. I give you permission. All right. If you made it this far, let's see. First, give me a like, a comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,111 subscribers by the end of 2025, and we're up to 120 last time I checked, which was like a 3-person jump. So welcome to the collective. We are a quality over quantity type of group of visionaries and reality creators and earth angels. So join the collective. And was there one more thing? Like, comment. Oh, and I guess if you made it this far, then put a dog emoji for Old Yeller, or whatever emoji you want. Okay. Te amo. Adios. Hasta luego. Ah! Yalla bye, my loves.